Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition here of the PiGosaur Cup. PiGosaur Cup number 79, your weekly dose of PiGosaur Cup action. I'm Coach VIP with me. I'm joined by these amazing players and by the people in chat as well. Welcome, one more exclamation mark be in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves as we are jumping into our first series of the broadcast. We're jumping into the round of 8. Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner. So right-hand corner here of Defender's Lab, we have the teal Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg. It is SHIN. Oh, we'll fix up his name. We'll get there. Hold on. There we go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player going for the 12 pool. Let's go. Going for the 12 pool, representing Stowny Balls. It is Young Yakov. Here we go. We are jumping on in. If you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we delve into our initial best of 3. And once again, welcome to Defender's Lab. For those that are unaware, when it comes to the Open Tournaments, so Sparkling Tuna Cup, Monday Night Weeklies, and PiGosaur Cups as well, we are all featuring the TLMC22 map pool. We're all featuring our own maps. We're all featuring our own distinct map pools as well, featuring as many of these maps as possible, and we are jumping into Defender's Lab. Once again, we have actually had a lot of analysis streams going through all the maps, so I'm sure you've heard plenty of Defender's Lab, but again, this map is one of the more quote-unquote standard maps in the map pool. We've seen this quite common. We've seen a lot of Defender's Lab from players, but again, we're going for the 12 pool drone pool, so it doesn't really matter. It's okay. It doesn't really matter. We're committing across the map here. We pull the boys, we're sending everything across the map, and the Overlord has yet to confirm. Here comes the first Overlord here from SHIN. Does move forward, and SHIN, he will spot the Lings and the drones. SHIN, he sees all, he knows all. He'll have precious seconds to react and to respond. Back at home, he does pull a couple of boys here to wall up, and the purpose of this is to make sure the spine crawlers cannot get up and running here closer to the edge. They're going to be forcing a delay on the spine crawlers, forcing them further forward, more exposed as well, and we'll see how Young Yakov can set up, as he does have money for those 3 spines. Speaking of, there we go, first spine crawler here on the left-hand side. Oh, there's a cancellation. Oh, and so far we're buying time for the Lings, buying time for the Queen. Nice drilling so far. Spine crawler behind the mineral line. Ooh, I say that. And drones are still going down, losing 3-4 drones already. Are we losing too much? Are we losing too much? 6, 8 drones going down. And with that, this is getting out of hand. Yeah, this is getting out of hand here. We've lost 9 workers already. The spine crawler will finish behind the middle line. Spine crawler was denied here for Young Yakov. That is true. But again, we're losing so many workers here. The spine crawler does now barely finish up. The drones are fighting, but SHIN, he will lose every single drone. Yeah, he'll lose all the drones, and with that, that should be game. The Queen gets surrounded, and Young Yakov, he snowballs out of control, and he snowballs into a win. GG gets called. Young Yakov takes game number 1. Whew, GG, well played. Again, SHIN, he was losing so many workers there when it came to the drone drill. So many workers were going down, so some brutal, or I should say some brutal control there from SHIN. Likewise, he was just trying to buy time for his own spine crawler to finish, but let me quickly double check something here. Oh, did want to quickly double check something. In regards to, did he cancel his natural to get a refund? He did not. Okay. So this, I mean, yeah, he did let it finish. So a couple of things here. Typically when it comes to, I mean, there are different ways to defend against 12 pool drone pools. One of the more common approaches, if you do allow your natural base to finish, is to actually set up some drones down there to set up your own spine crawlers, and then just try to buy time with your drones and minimize losses, pull down to the low ground and set up with your spine crawlers there with additional spines. Here again, alas, again, the drone drilling was brutal. To lose, what was it, 9 drones before like the Lings popped out, before the spine crawler popped out? It was brutal. Well, it's brutal. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into our next game. Going to be loading into game number 2, where we're dropping. Loading into At Attorney's Edge. Let's go. Let us go. Again, Yakov does lead the series, and he might claim it here and now. Might be able to cause that upset. Just catching up with the chat. This is not a replay cast. Light's currently on something. You're outing yourself as someone that doesn't watch much CranKy Ducklings. We cast PiGosaur Cup weekly live. that's This is normal. So we do often have we do on a regular basis have live coverage of PiGosaur Cups. There have been a couple of times we have missed a broadcast of PiGosaur Cup, but that is why if you've seen our weekly schedule this week, I believe we have 4 or 3. We have 3 casts of PiGosaur Cup to catch up on weeks that we missed by, although we missed like a couple of months ago basically. But we're catching back up. As we had a PiGosaur Cup replay cast last night, and we should be having one tomorrow, I believe. On Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, on Friday. There we go. Here we go. This morning in the bottom right hand corner of At Attorney's Edge, we have the teal Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg as our players. They switch places once again. We have switched places here. Bam. God. Hold on. We have the South Korean Zerg player with his heel Zerg currently down in the series after getting 12 pulled the hell out of game 1. Can he bounce back? It is SHIN. And spawning in the upper hand corner, he's 12 pulling again, by the way. He's we have the red Zerg player representing Stanley Balls. It is Young Yakov. So SHIN is going to go hatch gas pool, standard open out to SHIN once again. We'll see if he goes for a different reaction, different response this time. Whether he does try to get set up additional spine coolers here on the low ground, whether he throws them down on the high ground instead, and whether or not he does a better job when it comes to saving his workers and worker micro in general. As again, he did lose a lot of drones in that last game before the spine, before the links could even pop out. He lost too many drones. As links are amassing, and we will soon pull the boys. Let's go. Let us go here. As the boys are being pulled, links are floating across the map. We do have enough resources here for additional spines. And once again, this overloader should scout ahead of time. Oh, yeah, okay, they will. No, this time we actually deviate away. Ooh, it's gonna be a later scout, later reaction here. I saw that speak too soon. Oh no! Yeah, the drones, they still keep going across. So far kept hidden. SHIN, he will recognize what's going on from this second overlord, but again, limited time, a limited reaction. Here we go, the boys have arrived. We're floating across. Despite that, this time SHIN, he will be let's see, yeah, the spine core is going to be thrown down the spines. Oh, one drone gets surrounded, losing one already. Yeah, does lose one drone. And this time he does actually pull to the low ground. We spoke about this previously. He's trying to buy time here, trying to preserve his workers. So far, Lings are popping out. He's got his Lings. Yeah, he's got his Lings. Coming in from behind as well. Ooh, but there are too many. Yeah, there are too many Lings here. Young Yakov, he does out-trade. Meanwhile, the spine crawler is soon to finish. It's soon to finish. 11 drone kills. Yeah, Yakov does take a worker lead. But the spine crawler is halfway done. Yeah, spine crawler is now halfway done. And we spoke about this. Oh, as he's moving down. Yeah, he's moving down to low ground. The queen is out. Spine doesn't borrow. No, you need to borrow. Yeah, spine crawler is late. No, he just cannot set up. Despite that, the drones are still going down. Yeah, the drone's still going down. Still gets us around anyway. And Young Yakov, has he done it? This spine crawler would have helped so much if it borrowed earlier. Could help so much more. Yeah, so a messy engage here, but Young Yakov looks like he will still come out on top. No, will he? God, like, again, this spine crawler was so heavily delayed. Ay. Yeah, he pulls back to get within range of the hatchery. Oh, has to be careful. He's droning. Like, the reality is that Young Yakov is droning and SHIN is not. SHIN has no money. That's game. Yeah, that's game. GG gets called. SHIN, he has no money. He has nothing left. GG gets called, and Young Yakov, he'll take down SHIN 2-0. GG, well played. That was even like a messier build here from Young Yakov, as again, like, his spine call was so heavily delayed, it would have made things so much cleaner when it came to his assault of the natural. And with that, GG, well played. Okay. So I'm messaging Young Yakov. GG, well played, Young Yakov. He'll cheese the hell out of SHIN. I'm glad we went live a little bit later today, just to experience that, just to experience the shenanigans here of Young Yakov. GG, well played. He does claim the series. Does take down SHIN 2-0. GG, well played. Yakov will advance on to the semifinals. When it comes to Shin's defense there, once again, I did feel like he did commit a little bit too soon before Spine Crawler did finish. He had extra HP, of course, but he did, again, commit to earlier fights, if you recall. He lost, what, 9 drones in between the bases as he was trying to buy time for his queen and Spine Crawler to get up and running. I would argue that he was engaging too soon before and not making use of said units to like tank, for example, like the queen or the Spine Crawler to tank extra shots to make use of that in a different kind of way, make use of that resource, if you will. But GG. GG well played with that. Congratulations, young Yakov. He does advance on. And let's catch up with the bracket. Let's figure out where we are. Figure out where we are and where we are headed. Okay, so from the top, from the top we have Hackers Top. Hackers Top takes down the PSZ 2-1, waiting for the winner of Clem and Mew. We have Strange. He's waiting for the winner of Shameless and Perceive in the quarterfinals. ByuN waiting for the winner of Greenert and Bomyoja, and young Yakov, of course, just took down SHIN 2-0. So Yakov, he's already in the semifinals, and we were hoping to jump into to follow our players into the semis, then into the grand finals, but looks like we have some downtime. Looks like, you know, young Yakov speed running his way through into the semifinals, has some time to wait for his next opponent. Again, most likely to be ByuN, but we'll see, as Greenert and Bomyoja are facing off, and upsets can occur, of course. So wait for them to wrap up, and then most likely follow Greenert/Bomyoja into ByuN, into young Yakov. We will fixate and focus on the lower portion of the bracket. The upper portion does have Shameless, Perceive, Strange, Hackers Top, Clem, Mew, a lot more European heavy in the upper half of the bracket. I would say that Clem is the clear favorite to make it through. Obviously, Shameless and Strange can threaten him for sure, but Clem is one of the bigger names. When it comes to the lower half, I would say that ByuN can be threatened, I was going to say by SHIN, by young Yakov as well. We have seen Yakov trade with ByuN in the past in Tunic Cups. Have seen it happen. So we'll see. We'll see. Does he 12 pull again? True. It's not on my bingo today. True, true. Oh no. For now, though, we are going to be going on a break, I guess. We're going to be going on a break. Again, we're waiting for Greenert and Bomyoja to wrap up their games. They're currently mid-series, and we'll follow them into ByuN, and then we'll follow them into young Yakov. So that is the area of the bracket we're going to be focusing on. Until then, take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and hydrate all of your hydras. We'll be back soon with our next series. See you soon, in a couple of minutes. welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OST as we returned. We've returned here with our next matchup. We returned with another quarterfinals match, bearing in mind that young Yakov is waiting in the semifinals, waiting for the winner of the series. Will it be a Terran or a Protoss? We're here to find out. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of the Old Sun Temple, we have the orange Protoss player with the American Protoss. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. So, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get our Gamba going. Meanwhile, a big shout out to the chat. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much to Nathalcion. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for the first time with the tier 1 sub. Thank you, Papi. Thank you. Gracias, Papi. Gracias. We do appreciate it. Nathalcion. But regardless, thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the content, the casting of the StarCraft. Likewise, you can also join our Discord server, and we do provide replay packs on a regular basis for all the events that we do cover as well. So thank you so much. As we are jumping into our first series, jumping into this, so welcome to the Old Sun Temple. Now, for those who are maybe tuning in for the first time, we are covering this is the TLMC 22 version of PiGosaur Cup. What I mean by that, of course, is that the TLMC voting is about to open up for the public, and a bunch of open tournaments, our tournaments, Monday Night Weekly, Sparkling Tuna Cups, and PiGosaur Cups have all been featuring the top 16 TLMC maps in the map pool, in the tournament map pools. The Old Sun Temple is a 4-player spawn map. You can spawn in top right, top left, bottom left, and bottom right as well. So 4 possible spawn locations. The initial probe scout of ByuN does check top right, does look for ByuN, and will eventually find him here as he's setting up for the proxy on the center of the map. Okay. Interesting here. ByuN does keep his probe hidden, does keep it safe, and we'll see if he throws down a pylon here. Cybercore is soon to finish. This isn't really lined up though. If the goal was like proxy Stargate, for example. So eyes are on ByuN. Cybercore is now done. Stalker's being crowned as we speak, and there's that pylon. Okay. We're going for the pylon. Likewise, ByuN does scout bottom left. Now, when it comes to the Old Sun Temple, if you recall, one of our biggest criticisms about this map is just how defensive it is compared to the other 4-player small maps. There's like 3 4-player small maps in the top 16. There's Exarch, there's Old Sun Temple, and there is Fear and Faith. So we have 3 4-player small maps. But out of all of them, this one has the most amount of points of elevation, choke points, rocks, towers. It does feel like on a map like the Old Sun Temple, it does favor turtle heavy play more so than the others. Despite that, though, we're going for that proxy Stargate. It is going to be delayed. It is going to be a delayed proxy Stargate, but on the way nonetheless. And we'll see if ByuN can get some damage done. As ByuN is... Yes, ByuN is scouting. No shot, he checks. He checks the nearby location. He finds a Stargate. ByuN, he will find him. ByuN has been caught out. At the same time, Rebreakers across the map, getting 1, 2, 3 probes. 3 workers do go down, and ByuN is now getting ready for said Oracle harass. Marines are amassing. Cyclone is on the way as well. And ByuN is not making anything. Oh, okay, there we go. First Oracle's on the way. Cyclone will be out in time. It's gonna be close. It is going to be close. Meanwhile, before I get ahead of myself, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Not just subscribing yourself, but also for the gifted subs as well. Thank you, thank you. We do appreciate it. The 5 gifted subs to the community, to Synak and ByuN, he didn't fully wall off, by the way. Yeah, that was not a full wall. Reapers, they get in. 3, 4, 5 probe kills, critical damage. The Oracle does commit into the main. The Oracle commits, critical damage is being dealt, and we'll see what we can get done here as Cyclone is out. It's 1, 2, 3 SCVs. Oracle does pull away, does break the lock on, but that is still critical damage being dealt. Again, ByuN, he just was not able to fully wall off. I believe the gateway was 1 hex too far to the right. See, this is what we need, Gemini. We need Gemini with the wall off guide. But again, give the subs to Dystopian Minds, to Synik. I am Mr. Wiggles. Lovely. Fusion Dota 2, and me, Bruce. That's it. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Gracias. As from here, we're going to our Twilight Council. ByuN, he's lost how many workers so far? 12. 12 probes have gone down. The proxy has been found. At least the Oracle is still alive, so we can still find some damage and we can still try to gain some value here. But there's a lot of pressure on this Oracle. There's a lot of pressure on ByuN to get some counter damage done. Meanwhile, ByuN is dropping. ByuN, he is dropping. And there's a Cyclone back at him to defend. Oracle moves in. ByuN, he reacts. And ByuN does deflect. And the drop is still on the way. And I know we spoke about how this map does favor more turtle heavy and more mid to late game play, but we might not get there in this series. We might not be able to. As drop does get in, we'll pick up one of the stalkers. Gets one. The other should get within range of the battery. And it does get within range. Additional stalkers do warp in, and ByuN, he'll defend. He does defend. Nice focus right here on the Cyclone. Cleans up the Marines. ByuN, he does hold, but behind this is going 3-gate blink and still no third expansion. Very late third base here for ByuN. There's no robo either. Just a very messy start due to all that economic damage, of course. And ByuN should just wait for stim. We're just waiting for stim, waiting for combat shields. Once the upgrades wrap up, then ByuN can start to push. Then he can move out with his main army. Until then, he's just defending back at home. Just securing himself. Does at the main. Getting another 4 probes. Pulling back, upgrades are about to finish. You can see ByuN getting ready for his push. And typically there would be ways to delay, right? With the points of elevation, with some of these rocks and towers you can be knocking down. At the moment, ByuN does maintain map control, but ByuN going for the ninja expansion, going for the ninja third. I mean, that's a way to get a third base up and running, I suppose. Sure. Oh, hey, does catch a Raven, not bad. Raven does get caught. Here comes ByuN. ByuN is going for his main push. Committing across. Oh, stage drive gets baited. Log on the Oracle. The Oracle does barely not get away. Doesn't get away, Pappy. And I'll be honest, if ByuN commits, I don't think he can be stopped. Bearing in mind that for now he's still waiting for more reinforcements. Still rallying across the map. Oh. Sending back the army. Bearing in mind this is going to be a brutal choke point here to move up from, but there is no force fields. Yeah, no sentry, no force fields. ByuN does push up. Charge is not yet complete. And charge isn't ready. We're still a ways away. Yeah, Zealous, they cannot engage. Stalkers, they go for the dive. They get one tank, but there's still the other, and he gets punished. Yeah, ByuN gets punished. GG gets called, and ByuN, he will claim game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN does take a lead in the series. We'll see if ByuN can bounce back. Once again, it was just a really rough start. ByuN, he did go for the proxy Stargate across the map, if you recall, and it got scouted, it got shut down. Likewise, ByuN didn't fully wall off his main, so the Reapers, they slipped in. They slipped into the main base. We did not have a full wall, and with that, ByuN, he was able to kill 13 probes at the start of the game. Critical economic damage, and with that, ByuN just had a massive lead coming into the mid-game and snowballed out of control. GG. GG, well played. We'll see if ByuN can tighten things up coming into game number 2. A lot of this, of course, does come down to the map itself. It does come down to a lack of practice or just how new these maps are, of course, when it comes to trying to fully wall off and your Sim City. All can be a little bit messy, a little bit rust, or a little bit shaky, as these are newer maps. Oh, we're going to be loading into one of the older ones, though. Up next, we're going to be loading into Wave Breaker. Oh, wait, no. I was confusing this with the other map. There you go. Going to be loading in. What map was I thinking of? Oh, it's not in this tournament map pool. Oh, let's go. Let's go. I was thinking about the map that that you can destroy towers to destroy minerals. But no, Wave Breaker. This is one of the more interesting maps in the map pool. I'm curious. I am excited. I'm hoping we can sink our teeth into this map a little bit more. I'm hoping that's the case. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Wave Breaker, we have the orange Protoss player. We have the American Protoss down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponents, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And welcome to Wave Breaker. This is not the newest edition. We should probably reach out about that, actually. I'll probably reach out to Stegosaurus about the map itself. So this is Wave Breaker. This is the originally submitted version of the map, but this map has had some changes, some iterations to it by the map maker coming into the later rounds of TLMC. So the original version here, and then we'll discuss the changes made. The original version, we have our speed zones going through the center. We have these rocks as well. They do delay pushes towards the triangular third base. It also disrupts some of the rotations as well. We have our low ground, a third and fourth base. We do have the high ground natural, very open, very open natural, by the way. So a bit of a more accessible map, but very unorthodox as well, with all these rocks, with all the terrain as well. Now, one of the changes that was made is these rocks here were moved. These rocks that were moved over, and instead of blocking off this area and kind of limiting rotations and delaying pushes here towards the third base, they were actually moved here in the middle. And they don't go across completely. They go in the middle, and they basically cut the attack path in half. So they choke the area up. They choke the area up coming in towards the natural, and it creates a bottleneck so that the defending player has a greater concave to engage with the army. So this is an old version of the map, and again, I might reach out to Stegosaurus after this about updating, but this is a bit of an older version, but now we have had some changes with these rocks being moved, and not just these rocks, but I believe some of the other rock patterns were moved as well, if I recall correctly. If you were here for the TLMC stream, the finalist stream that we had a couple days ago, we went over it. As when we were going through all the top 16 maps. Thankfully, we did have some map makers in the chat to help us out and to show us some of their newer versions and the iterations that they've been going through. But the biggest change is the rocks. The rocks being moved and having a much more defendable area here outside of the natural. Just because otherwise it's just so open and so accessible. That was our big concern, and that concern was addressed here, which is really cool. Actually, I'm gonna message him now. There we go. Go. Okay, cool. Sorry, I was a little distracted. But the rear Hellion does dive into the main base. 2 pros going to be going down. No major critical damage. ByuN, he does defend, he does deflect, and so far he is holding minimal losses. Minimal losses here as he does lose, or as he does shut down one of the Hellions and 2 of the Reapers. Meanwhile, ByuN, he does continue with his drop play, going for his own double drop here towards the main base. Again, behind this, going for a standard opener Reaper Hellion into Wooden Mine drop in towards the mid game. We'll see if ByuN can maintain himself though, as the mine drop is coming towards the main. He's headed towards the main. But specifically, we've had changes made to, I think, all the AVEX maps and to the and to the patches map as well. As the drop does come in, And ByuN, no, he stacks. No, he does stack in the final moment there. 4 probes go down, getting 5 probe kills, and both Widow Mines will be saved as well. Ay. Yeah, critical damage here. ByuN does escape, and he can always go back in. He can always go back in. He has full HP on the medevac and full HP on both Widow Mines as well. Oof. He's going to be shot down. Likewise, ByuN back at home. He's just freely building up into his stim timing, just like last game, where ByuN takes the lead early on due to the economic harass, and then can snowball out of control with his main push. As he does drop in, the blink is on cooldown. ByuN, he did overreact. He blinked everything to low ground, which means his way into the main. Wouldn't mind to do drop, and they will, thankfully, this time not get much damage done. There's the Observer. Observer's in position. Widow Mine does fall. There's still 1 Widow Mine left, and ByuN, he doesn't go home. Greedy. Quite greedy here by ByuN. ByuN claiming an expansion. Oh, shout to the wall. This time has walled off. Yeah, as Widow Mine does barely borrow in time. Oh no, no reactions! Oh my god, another 3 probe kills here in the main. 11 probe kills in total. And we're waiting for the main push. We're waiting for the push. ByuN does commit, does catch out one of the Stalkers, gets 1 so far. Behind this, getting his 3rd CC and still waiting for his upgrade. Stim is just not finishing, +1, and combat shields are still a couple of seconds away. Still a ways away. And now ByuN can start to push. So ByuN will slow this down. He does pick up a Marine. Oh, but bleeds out some Stalkers. Doesn't quite get the Marine, no! 2nd Stalker goes down. And ByuN is almost there. He's almost across. Pushing towards the 3rd. ByuN does stim in. Okay, stims on forward, breaks down the expansion. Nexus will fall. And ByuN cannot engage. Again, he's just taking so many losses here up until this point. Storm is halfway done, and Storm will be a big factor. If he can land some Storms here, he can maybe defend his natural, but he cannot hold on to that 3rd. It's already gone. And we're stimming in. And there's no Templar. There's no Templar waiting. We can stim, and we can win. Breaks through the Immortal. GG gets called, and ByuN, he will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. Again, ByuN, he was just able to get a massive economic lead early on, both in Game 1 and Game 2, was able to cripple the economy, and that led into a weaker defense. It meant that these main pushes from ByuN, which typically only apply some pressure, were able to break through and snowball out of control and end the game due to that early economic damage, due to that setup from that early game. GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN does claim the series. He will advance on into the semis, and we have our next matchup. It's going to be a best of 5. Bearing in mind that for this tournament, the semifinals are best of 5s. It'll be a best of 5 between ByuN and Young Jakob. Oh boy. ByuN and Young Jakob. Beautiful. Okay. We are setting up, and very quickly here, do we have any other updates? Let's go. Let's go. Heading on over here, we do have, again, ByuN versus Young Jakob in the lower semifinals. Winner goes into the grand finals here to face off against the winner of Clem, Strange, and Shameless and Perceive. Ooh, looks like this portion of the bracket is a little bit delayed. Because of that, we might be able to cover the upper semis. We might typically, it's like lower semis, bam, into the finals, but the upper matches are delayed, so we might be able to cover both semifinals in tonight's broadcast. There we go. There we go. For now, though, the main focus will be ByuN and Young Jakob. We'll see you guys soon after the break. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon. welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semi-finals. Welcome back to the semi-finals here of the PiGosaur Cup number 79. We are back. We have returned with our best of 5. Vamos. This morning in the top right corner of Storm Surge, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the red Zerg players. Red Zerg players themselves representing Stouty Balls. It is Young Yakov. And you know what time it is in the chat? It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we delve into our best of 5 semifinals match. Let's go. Let us go. Welcome to Storm Surge. Bearing in mind, this is not Storm Push. Storm Surge does have a standard standard movements when it comes to the water here in the center of the map, and not pushing, not pulling in a direction is almost standard instead. But this is of course one of the TLMC 22 finalists. This is a map pool constructed of the top 16 maps. We have brought them all together. Hello, drone. As Young Yakov does go hatch first, but he's going for the hatch block across the map. Okay, interesting here. A bit of a cheeky build by Young Yakov, hoping to try to delay the expansion of ByuN and cause some shenanigans here. Force a reaction, force out a bunker ideally. Okay. Okay, beautiful. Okay. Sorry, I was just messaging some of the tournament organizers about the new versions of the maps, but here we go. We do have our setup here. Bunker on said low ground. We have our bunker on the low ground. We do have Young Yakov. His hatchery does finish. Once again, bearing in mind, this is just a delay. It's just a delay, just to disrupt the build of ByuN. So it's forcing out bunkers, forcing out marines. We do see a delay on the add-on swap into reactor to Hellion production, and a delay on the CC. So this is already a big reaction here by ByuN. Ideally, ByuN, he would be going for the add-on swap, and he'd be making Hellions as we speak to gain some map control, but no, he's been forced to make marines. Back at home, Young Yakov is droning, saturating. He does pull out of gas, getting to link speed, and soon claiming his own third base. Again, Young Yakov is just settling into his own game from here, just forcing this more suboptimal play out of ByuN. Oh. As the queen likewise even spreading creep. Yeah, spend the tumor. Can we protect the tumor? Can he protect? Oh no! Yeah, ByuN tries to move in, but the tumor will burrow. So once again, Young Yakov will force a scan. He'll at least force a scan. Once again, delaying the expansion even further. Overlord into the main base. We can see here add-on swap into Cloak Banshee. Okay. So no Hellions, no Reapers, but Banshee's behind this. Young Yakov, he does not confirm. Delta Scout doesn't confirm. Likewise, more tumors being spread. Ideally, Yakov wants to force 2 scans. Ideally, 2 scans here at the natural. Oh! There it is. 1 scan, takes out both tumors, and Young Yakov, he is being cleaned up. At that point, it's going to be cleaned up. Behind this is going to be expanding, taking his own third. Lings a rush across. There you go. Here we go. As ByuN does set up. Does set up on the low ground. Eventually, it took a while, but he does finally take control of his own low ground. And meanwhile, Banshee harassed into the main base, getting 2 drone kills so far. Ooh, no Spore at the 3rd. Bearing in mind, we spoke about this, but young Yakov, he failed to scout the cloak Banshee. Did fail to scout. We'll lose a queen as well. Nice count. Oh no, the drones! They transferred too soon. Yeah, losing another worker here so far. Nice damage by ByuN, catching out a queen, catching out 3 drones, delaying mining, and potentially even, yeah, forcing out a gas geyser as well. Once again, disrupting the economy. So we have a bit of a back and forth here. Yes, on the one hand, ByuN, his build was inefficient. On the other hand, the Banshee does find damage. And now we're up to 2. Second Banshee has arrived. Likewise, we do have our Spire on the way. Young Yakov trying to rush into Muta play. We'll see if he goes unscouted. The Banshees are deep into the main. Oh, getting a drone. They get 1. They get 1 drone kill. Oh, so close to scouting. Barely not. Barely doesn't move in. As ByuN pulls away. ByuN, he does barely pull away. Saves his Banshees, but fails to scout the tech. Doesn't know what's going on. Not yet. But let's find another drone. Another 2, another 3. Oh my god. 3 more drone kills. This is getting out of hand here. Look at the traits. Wait. Yeah, look at the traits. Look at the efficiency here. The hatchery, the drones, the lings, the queens, the overlord as well. ByuN is yet to lose a unit. But will it matter? Because the Spire's almost done, and currently there are no turrets. Now, the issue here is that if ByuN moves out, then he's going to be exposed, and we might see some economic damage. The concern that I have is that, oh, as the Banshees are going to be thrown away, but the concern that I have here is that, can this army be dealt with even? How many roaches do we have? Okay, we have plenty. Yeah, we have 5 more roaches on the way. Ravagers morphing in as well. Young Yakov, he will have a ground army. The Spire does finish, but because of this move out, Young Yakov cannot make mutas. Not yet. He has to deal with this army. He has to deal with this push. As ByuN sims in. Does sim forward. Once again, going to be zoned away. Does pull out, does pull away. Okay, muta production has now begun, so young Yakov, he does successfully defend against the first push. Remember, ByuN, he still has no way. Oh, never mind. He has turrets. Whoa, ByuN. He scouted. My apologies. He did scout the Spire. He knows. So he's fully aware. Behind this, throwing down his turrets. He's getting ready back at home. Fully aware as to what's going on. And ByuN should be fine. He should be fine here. As we're building up, Yakov's 4th base is late. ByuN is going for his main push. Because of the commitment to mutas, that means banelings are not going to be ready. No banelings, no baneling speed, more importantly. So it's going to be difficult for the Zerg army to engage. ByuN is pushing right through the center. It does move in. Ravagers, they tend to pile. ByuN rotates over towards the 3rd. And bearing in mind that this position, I believe ByuN, he can lay siege upon this area. He can lay siege upon the expansion as well. He's within range. They're within range of the hatchery. Oof. And roaches, they're being punished. Yeah, this position is brutal here. Roach Ravager cannot engage. Oof. They cannot get close. They get punished by the tank fire. If you remember, this is one of the feedback. This is some of the feedback that we provided for this map specifically. Was this tank position? Mutas are coming from behind though. He comes in. Yeah, he does try to come in, but GG gets caught. He cannot deal with the tanks, and ByuN, he'll take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN, he does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if he can extend that lead. We'll see if young Yakov can bounce back. When it comes to the game itself, Yakov, he did do an interesting job when it came to disrupting the build of ByuN. That is true, but ByuN, he was able to counterattack with his Banshees unscouted. So even though ByuN took some damage early on, even though it was inefficient, he still went by unscouted. He got across the map, and he was able to do critical damage to make up for his otherwise suboptimal build. Was able to deal economic damage, was able to cripple the economy, and likewise able to scout the Spire as well. What was meant to be a surprise was not. ByuN, he was fully aware of the mutas, and that means that the main push could not be dealt with. Likewise, when it comes to those main pushes, that area outside of the 3rd base is very abusable by tank lines, and ByuN was able to set up and just snowball from there. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into our next game. Going to be loading game 2. Going to be loading into Wave Breaker. Let's go. Here we go. Spawning in deep on the hand corner of Wave Breaker, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify, leading the series 1-0. It is ByuN. And spawning in the right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself, representing Soundy Balls. It is Young Yakov. Let's go. I do apologize for being a little bit distracted in the beginning of game 1. I was just messaging the tournament organizers about the updated versions of the maps that are available. Once again, as I mentioned previously, this is an older rendition of the map when it comes to the placement of the rocks, when it comes to the overall terrain. This has been changed, this has been adjusted after receiving feedback. But regardless, it is, of course, one of the TLMC finalist maps. I believe the highest rated map, actually, did come out as #1 when it came to the overall judge scores, and it's definitely very unique. It's a very, very unique map when it comes to the speed zones through the center, when it comes to the longer rush distance by ground, when it comes to the accessible natural as well. It's a very, very unique map. It does break some of the norms that we're used to seeing, and yeah, I'm excited to see how it does moving forward, assuming that it makes it into the actual tournament map pool. Here we go. As ByuN is setting up, just standard rack expand. This time he's able to expand. This time there's no like hatchery across the map. There's no block. None of those shenanigans. Not this time. And now we can see a much more standard early game. Really? As Yakov does look to claim his third. Again, hatch gas pool into a third base, pulling out of gas. Everything's looking normal this time. We can calm down. We can calm down into a normal standard game. We can lock in. As Reaper does poke in. Yeah, pokes in, pulls away. Likewise, ByuN's going for his third CC before starport, so economic build here by ByuN. Playing economic. Playing standard. And we'll see if Young Yakov goes for roaches once again. In my mind, just because of the rush distance by ground and just because of the safer nature of things, I would imagine to see, I would expect to see roach play out of Young Yakov. We'll see if he goes into Banelings instead, into Ling Bane. We'll see how he approaches the mid game. In my experience, he's just more of a roach heavy player, but we'll see. We shall see. As ByuN does rotate. Behind this, we have our reactor Hellion into no add-on swap, no early tech lab. Okay, no Banshees this time. No Banshees whatsoever. Going into Liberators instead. A bit of a different build here by ByuN. Won't be as dedicated to his aggression, to his harassment. At the same time, it is going to be lair first by Young Yakov. So very early lair timing. This was at like 340, like 340-ish, 345. So early lair timing, gases are being taken. We have all 4 gases. Now, because it's lair first, because we have a delay in tech, there's no Evo chambers either, there's a very high chance this is 2-base Muta. We're going either 2-base Muta or like a 2-base Roach roll in, assuming we go for the Roach Warren soon. But now they're leaning towards Muta play. We have been, if you've been watching SHIN and Solar, they've been very fond of 2-base Hydra all-ins in ZVT. So that's also a possibility. I don't really know if Young Yakov is one to embrace that kind of style. Safety Bailey Nest. It's not going to be roaches. does rule that out. And there it is. There's the Spire. So 2 base muta out of Young Yakov. Very committed, very dedicated. Due to the fact that there are no Banshees, it means that ByuN, he might have a harder time scouting this time. We'll see if the Liberator gets behind the main. For now, though, commits. Hellions, they do patrol. They actually go for the dive. Oh my god. They go straight into the natural. Again, the wall is open. It's a wide entrance into the natural base. The Lings are getting roasted, and we might just go straight into the main, get damage done, and even get a scout at the same time. Yeah, Liberator comes over behind, takes down the Queen. Queen does fall, confirms the Spire, sees everything, and Young Yakov is getting roasted. He's just getting roasted. Oh my god. He cannot get away. 11 drone kills. This is critical damage already. Critical damage. And again, ByuN just taking advantage of the fact that the entrance here is just so wide at the natural base. No SimCity, no wall off. Just walks right on in. And that's game-ending damage. 25 drone kills. He's still not done. Oh no. He's still not done. Oof. 33 drones. GG gets called, and ByuN takes game number 2. GG. Whew. GG, well played, ByuN. He will extend his lead here. He's up 2-0, 1 game away from claiming the series. Once again, being greedy here, rushing into tech and delaying your wall off, it feels very, very difficult to get away with on Wavebreaker, just because the entrance into the natural is so huge. To not go for your Evo chambers first, to not go for your tech first, to rush into the fast lair, it is very, very risky, and we saw that ByuN did take advantage of Young Yakov. GG. GG, well played. GG well played. With that, ByuN, he's 1 game away from claiming the series. Meanwhile, when it comes to the upper portion of the bracket, I believe it is still ongoing. We have a couple of updates. We have a couple of updates at least, but it does look like things should be able to line up here when it comes to covering at least a portion of the upper semis. I mean, I'm still hoping that Young Yakov can fight back and make a series out of this, but the pressure is on. The pressure is on, and I'll be honest, we've yet to really delve into our games here. Game 1, we saw attempted muta play got shut down by Young Yakov, and ByuN just pushed and killed. Game 2, we saw ByuN just kill with Hellion Harass. Committed Hellion Harass, to be fair, but was able to just break on through and deal critical damage. We've yet to really experience any kind of mid-game play between our 2 players. I'm hoping that changes here, hoping we can sink our teeth into this TVZ. Give us what we want, Pappy. Let's go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of at Eternity's Edge, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg player himself representing Soundy Balls. It is Young Yakov. Let's go. Let us go. There we go. Here we go. Welcome to Eternity's Edge. For the first time tonight, actually. True, for the first time tonight, we are going to be setting up into our standard openers. But when it comes to some of the features of this map, we do have our base here on the left-hand side. We do have our gold base on the left. We have high-yield gases in the top right as well. So we have 2 different kind of ways to approach the map. Expand towards the left or expand towards the right. Both have their strengths and weaknesses. I will say that taking these low-ground expansions are very exposed. They're very open, very exposed, very difficult to maintain, but they lead towards a gold expansion. I would say this is more applicable to TVP, where the Protoss player wants to push towards that goal base, wants to push towards map control. Meanwhile, when it comes to the upper portion of the brackets, or upper portion of the map, I should say, the rush distance by ground is very short. From third to third days, shorter rush distance by ground, and you can expand forward to claim some high yield bases and push towards your opponent. In my mind, we should be seeing the Terran player take these expansions and push towards the Zerg and push across the map. When it comes to hyper-aggressive builds, I was a little bit concerned that the rush distance would be too direct here at Eternity's Edge, but I was curious to see how games would play out and whether that would be a factor and whether that would be an issue. So eyes are on ByuN. Assuming we even get there, right? These games so far have been very short. They've been very, very short. As Reaper stands with the initial Lings. Pokes in, pulls away. Third base is being taken for Young Yakov, and ByuN likewise going for his third CC on the low. Whoa, okay. Going for the rack suspend into factory into third CC on the low ground. A little bit of a greedier position here for ByuN, but rushing into his third. Building up into his economy. There's that 1-1-1 follow-up. Sorry, something in. So from here we do have our initial opener. Here we have our follow-up going into Fake Cloak Banshee. Do love to see it. So Fake Cloak here by ByuN. Yakov back across the map is just droning up, saturating his bases. We're just settling in. Like, there's nothing crazy going on here, not yet. At this point, we're looking for our tech of choice. Oh, it's going to be a 4:13 lair timing. Now, this is later than last game. Last game, it was at 3:45. Here, it's at 4:13. It's still early, though. Like, it is later than last game. That is true, but it's still very early in comparison. Because of the early nature of this, we're looking at gases. Already, we have a second gas on the way. We're looking for a third and fourth gas, and if we do take them, then it's looking like once again the same build, 2 base muta. Obviously a slightly different variation. We do have, I believe, extra queens than last time, but leading towards a high amount of tech, leading towards muta play. Hellions, they poke in, they get 2 drone kills so far. The queens, they do hold their own. They hold their own, they defend. Spores are being thrown down as we speak. Remember, Young Yakov, he did scouts across the map. He did see the fake cloak. He doesn't know it's fake, but to see the researching. Hellions, they just dive in. Oh, they just walk straight in. Oh no! Okay, Lings are in position. Thankfully this time, Lings are ready, and Young Yakov, he will defend. Yeah, ByuN gets punished for the dive this time. Whew. Lings, they clean up. Lair is now done. Gases are being taken, and show us that tech. As we're getting up to 4 gases. A little bit later, though. Yakov is not as greedy as last time. Bailey's speed is on the way. Banshees are spotted. And Yakov, he's not rushing into any tech. He's taking his gases, but he's going into double upgrades. Just a bit of a safer build. And just playing it safe. Going into Burrow, okay. Getting into Burrow as well. It does build up at the same time. ByuN, he does skirt around the edge of the map. Oh, hello. So we were curious what the fast tech was going to be for, and we still had yet to see a Roach Warren or a Hydrogen or a Spire. We're going for a very fast infestation pit. This looks like Young Yakov wants to go Lingbane into Ultra. Okay. Let's see if we can get away with it. We'll see if we can build up. ByuN, he does claim his third. Setting up back at home. Young Yakov droning up to proper 4-base saturation. He's droning and saturating. Yakov is getting there. Yep, there it is. 7-minute hive. 7-minute hive. As ByuN does move out. Currently, there are no Banelings ready for this, so Lings, they do struggle to keep up. Better trades here for ByuN. Banelings now rolling in, and ByuN does pick up in time. So efficient trades. ByuN is trading well. Hive is halfway done. As we mentioned, the goal here is to rush into Ultras and have a big Ultra spike, a big power spike. But Yakov still needs more time. And until he gets into ultras, there's going to be a massive window where he's vulnerable. Like, Yakov is vulnerable. Ooh, Banshee's a scout. They spot us. They spot the hive. Banshee's a scout the hive. A big moment here for ByuN. ByuN now knows. He now knows that young Yakov is vulnerable. Pushing on to creep. Yeah, forcing the fight. Oof. Once again, ByuN is trading well. He rotated over, make use of the speed zone, rotating towards the top side. Now Infestors will help immensely. There's 2 Infestors, there's going to be 2 Fungals available. And if ByuN clumps up, ByuN will... Oh, the Bailings! Oh my god! They come into play! Young Yakov, calm down! The Bailings were ready. He knew, Pappy. The foresight. So young Yakov is holding. He's holding, Pappy. Can he get away with the ultras? Hive is done. Hive is done. Sends away ByuN. We're waiting for the Ultra Cavern. As at least ByuN is still maintaining this position. Catching at a couple straight units. A couple of straight units. There's that Ultra Cavern. This was a little bit delayed, I will say. We were waiting a couple of seconds for that. But Ultra Cavern's on the way. As we mentioned, that's going to be the big power spike for young Yakov. It's still a ways away though. ByuN can still be active, but now that we have those Infestors out, they're out. And ByuN's being forced to scan. Now he has to scan. Now bar has been revealed. Mine shot's going up. Being dragged forward. Yeah, they're being dragged forward. Young Yakov collapsing in. Coming for the surround. Fungal does land. Does catch the army. Not bad. Yakov, he's holding on. Catching at the army at the same time. Ooh, this northern base is still getting quite low. Still getting low. As Yakov pulls away, Vipers are amassing. We have Kindness Plating now in production as well with that Ultra Cavern. And Ultras, they're gonna pop out soon. They're coming. But they're not out yet. And ByuN still being hyperactive. Baiting out mine shots. Ooh, better mine connection towards the end. Massive connection. And ooh, that's once again we have Burrowed Bailing. There's still another. It's a Zergling. Never mind. But the Burrowed Bailings catching him out. Yakov. And again, Yakov, he might not be applying pressure. He might not be like pushing into the bases or disrupting the 4th or the 3rd. That's true, but that's not the point, right? The point is ultras, and he's almost there. 6 ultras are coming. And as they pop out, there are no ghosts or no liberators. ByuN is, I mean, he's aware. ByuN is incorporating marauders, so he will have a bit of a marauder heavy composition here, and that will help early on. It is going to be a band-aid solution. Lings, they move in. Pushing towards the mineral line. Lings, they do flood into the base. Getting on top of the tank as well. Not bad. A nice run by. Does distract ByuN. Does pull him back. Ultras are scouted. And Liberator production has begun. Again, we need Liberators, we need Marauders. And eventually the Academy. Eventually. Oof. Yeah, mine's just going off. Does catch one of the Vipers. Nice power one here on the medevac. This power bomb does catch some of the Marines. Yakov pulls away. Both armies are max. Once again, the Burrowed Bailings. No major connections. But still grazing ByuN's army. Oof. As Yakov is cleaning up, at the same time dropping to the main base. Ooh, does fly too close to the sun. Gets shot down by the Spore. Yakov, he's holding on. ByuN getting into triple Liberator production. Let's go more starports on the way. More starports, more Liberators. ByuN securing another expansion. This will be a very difficult base to maintain. It's very open, very accessible. He's going for his 5th. Yakov, has he done it? He's going ahead and slating. He's about to have 3-3. 3-3 isn't done yet. Marauders, they push forward. They catch out one of the ultras. One ultra goes down. He gets one. Fungal does land though. Yeah, lands a fungal. Ultras, they collapse in, and there are just so many of them. 6 ultras, they just barrel on through. Ooh, the mine connections though. You get some decent mine connections. Marines, they try to get away. Oh my god. Yeah, they pull back to the natural. Ultras, they flood in. At the same time, the mineral line is going down, and young Yakov, he has done it. 26 SCV kills. He breaks the third. Pushing into the natural. Catching out 29 SCVs. Oh. ByuN with the counterattack. Okay, knocks down the expansion as well. The burrow though. Does he scan? Does he notice? He does. Yeah, the mineral line also goes down as well. We're trading bases. We're trading expansions. ByuN keeps dropping. Keeps on dropping. There we go. Here come the mules. Fresh base. I believe young Yakov, he's yet to scout. Yep. He's yet to scout. Yet to confirm. ByuN is still in this. May have lost a mineral line, but hey, he kills a mineral line himself. Ooh, dragging the army into mines. Shuts down the Zerglings. Dropping the main base. Getting out of hand. Okay, it's getting out of hand. Getting out of control. Gets into another mineral line. More drones going down. 19 in total. And Yakov, he's struggling. Can he keep up? Oh my god. There's too much freedom. Yeah, freedom has arrived. We have those liberators. Another base is going to be falling. Another expansion goes down. Even the minerals, even the drones as well. 25 drones. Stimming into the main. Another hatchery falls. And ByuN, he's getting out of hand. He's getting out of hand. He's getting out of control. Oh my god. Another mine shot. 27 drone kills. And sure, ByuN, he may have lost the mineral line earlier, but that cost young Yakov 6 ultras. That's the issue, is that young Yakov, he lost every single ultra. Did plummet in supply, and now he's down to how many? Down to 5. Making 3 more. He's rebuilding his army. But he lost all those bases to the counterattack. He lost all the expansions. Yakov trying to come in from behind. Does the planetary bases, they're all in. Ooh, massive connections. Planetary goes down. As we mentioned, this base is just so open. This base is just so open, so exposed, so difficult to defend. ByuN was not quite in position. Does scan for the borrowed banes, and we'll catch both ultras. Both ultras go down. Ghost production finally has begun. As ByuN didn't have the room for it earlier, but now he does. ByuN is perfecting his army. Yakov, he was not able to re-drone. And ByuN's pushing in once again. And mine shots going up. Nice split here against the Parabomb. Ultras are exposed. We need more Link Bane. He needs more, Pappy. I love the placement of the speed zone. And we mentioned this like during our judging stream. But it allows for moments like this. It allows for like more brutal like run-bys and counterattacks. It's more unforgiving. Bane's rolling in. Slimes, they punish at least the Overseer. The Ultras do get away, but the base falls. That's all that matters here. Bases are going down, and Yakov, he's broke. Yakov, he's broke. He just cannot mine, cannot expand, losing base after base after base. Losing everything. He's gonna lose another. Yeah, another expansion's under fire. Snipes are denied. Ultras, they have to engage here into the mass marauder, and the base still goes down. Ay, ay, ay. The hatchery falls. 3 more ultra kills. Oh my god. Liberator pops up. Yakov cannot keep up. He had some strong moments, and again, Yakov, he got into hive tech, he got into the ultras. The one moment where Yakov was in control was when he pushed. When he broke the mineral line, but he pushed further into the main, into the natural. He overextended. That was the moment where young Yakov lost his momentum, and where ByuN gained it. For a moment, I thought this was like mass drop alerts. I think. Never mind. Link run by is denied. ByuN, he reclaims that southern base, taking the top right as well. Taking more expansions. ByuN, he has better mining. He has a greater economy. As Yakov just cannot maintain these bases. He can't do it, Pappy. He cannot keep up. As ByuN is about to max. ByuN did notice the Lings earlier. They did get within range of the sensor tower. ByuN's in position. Anything wrong by does not get in. Oh. Lings getting caught out by the mine. ByuN, he wants those ultras. Oh! Ooh, the mine shots. Brutal connections. ByuN still moving in. The ghost count is non-existent. Yeah, did not get back into ghost. Just continued Marine Marauder. I mean, it's working. It's a cheaper army and he's trading well. Once again, dragging the army into mines. Catching up more ultras. Down to 7. Oh no! Okay, nice splits. Very nice splits. He's off the minefield. And Yakov is yet to stabilize. He still needs to drone. He needs to drone, he needs to saturate, he needs more bases. He needs more expansions. Yakov cannot remax after these fights. He just can't do it. Yakov shocking around. Oh, the scan! Oh, catching up both infestors. A brutal scan. Both infestors go down. Fungals are denied. There are 2 infestors remaining. Okay. We have them a little bit further back. But again, Yakov is heavily reliant on these fungals. Lands 1. There's 1 fungal left. Catching out a couple of marauders. Yakov desperately trying to take that northern base. And ByuN is pushing. He's pushing in this direction. He knows he wants those expansions. Ling around by does cause a distraction. Oof. Oh, God. Jesus. Yeah, the mines are fine. They hold their own. And again, once ByuN can break into this expansion, he can push into top right. To the top side. To his northern bases. He can then rotate. He's so close. ByuN going for a split push. Yakov is ready for it. Yakov is somewhat ready. Oof. Yeah, mine shots going over the mailings. Ultras, they get dragged into the mines. We're overextending here. The ultras, where are we? Yeah, it's gonna be two ultras just being thrown away. Being thrown away. We can't afford these losses, Pappy. We can't afford to just throw away ultras. Yakov, he has no gas bank. Has no gas. And ByuN is done it. As you can see here, ByuN, he's been slowly creeping forward, and now he's finally within range. Yakov forced the fight. Fungal does graze the army here, but the ultras are going down one after the other. Massive pickups, losing 3, 4 ultras, and the expansion. GG gets called. GG gets called. ByuN, he breaks through, and ByuN will claim the series 3-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. ByuN, he will claim the series. He will advance on into those finals. But a shout to young Yakov, because even though this was a 3-0 scoreline, Yakov, he looked very strong in that third game, specifically in the first half. In the first half, remember, young Yakov, he was able to tech up, able to get away with his hive. He was catching up ByuN time and time again with borrowed bailings, able to go for counterattacks, run-bys. It was a very impressive play there by young Yakov up until his push. Like, up until that big maxed out move out where Young Yakov, he got away with his ultras, he had 3-3, he had kindness plating. I don't blame him for committing, but he committed too hard. He broke the third expansion, and then he just kept going into the natural main base, and he bled out 8 ultras. That did trigger ByuN to counterattack, and that was the moment where ByuN killed the northern center base, the straight up northern base, and then the southern base as well. That's when ByuN he broke out. He was able to knock down bases because Yakov lost too much. He lost so many ultras in that big fight. His remax was delayed. There was a window in time where he was down in supply. He had to rebuild, he had to remax, and that was when ByuN did take full advantage. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. ByuN does claim the series, and with that, we are catching up on the rest of the bracket. Let's go. Let us go. As it looks like Clem took down Hackers Top 2-0. We have Strange taking down the Shameless 2-1, and we have a Clem versus Strange in the upper semi-finals. I don't know if anyone was covering them. I would imagine that I think Dave Tessa might have been casting that series. Oh, sorry, Enki. There we go. Eled Mosso, papi, Eled Mosso. Game 1? Wow, okay. Looks like they're in game 1 of Clem versus Strange, so we're gonna at least jump into game 2. At least game 2. So it looks like we will be able to cover the upper semis and then the grand finals. Here we go. So we're setting up. Versus Strange. Otherwise, we're going to be going on that short break, so we'll see you guys. Oh, but they got in. No shot. How fast were they? That's crazy. That's insane. We're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have the upper semis. We'll have the upper semifinals. It'll be a best of 5 between Clem and Strange. See you soon. See you soon after that break. welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, I do apologize for the extended break and the extended delay. Again, we were trying to get into the upper semis. We tried to get into game 2, tried to get into game 3. We weren't able to. We feels bad, man. Feels bad. So we weren't quite able to get into said games, but we at least are here for the grand finals. Fresh best of 5. Clem did take down Strange 3-0. Taking down 3-0, and with that we have Clem up against ByuN in a fresh best of 5 grand finals match. Let's go. Let us go. We are jumping on in, and game 1 is going to be on Rainfall, bearing in mind that this event is of course showcasing the new TLMC22 maps, the new TLMC22 map pool. So we are jumping into our fresh series. Rainfall up first. Let's go. Let's go. Featuring all these new maps and featuring Rainfall for the first time this broadcast. True, for the first time, at least, yeah, this broadcast specifically. There's a lot to get into as high progression is favored, and spawning in the top left hand corner of Rainfall we have the French Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner we have his opponents. We have the South Green Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we're delving into our TVP. Welcome to Rainfall. Rainfall, again, is one of the shorter maps in the map pool. Smaller maps, I should say. Shorter rush distance by ground. High progression is favored here. We do have a very exposed 3rd and 4th base. And we have this area in between the bases as well where you can take advantage of. In my mind, this is the new Tourmaline, essentially. It's a new Tourmaline. In some ways, is more aggressive. In other ways, is less aggressive. I will say that this high ground elevated position is more usable than on Tourmaline. That is true. You could argue that even the attack path here towards the 3rd base is also very direct as well. I would say the thing that does complicate things a little bit are these bridges. The bridges in the center are very narrow, so you can engage the army ahead of time and try to slow down a push in the center. That is the hope, at least. Otherwise, all ins I would say are favored, and so far double gas opener, faster factory, a more tech heavy start out of ByuN is going to be more tech heavy, and we'll see where he takes us. We'll see if he goes into Reactor Reaper Hellion, if he goes into early Cyclone, early tank, committed Banshee play. ByuN has options as he fully walls off. Here he does fully wall. Clem behind this going for his own standard opener. Also the rain be falling, true. Oh, the rain be falling. Again, we are setting up. Now, when it comes to our broadcast schedule today, bearing in mind the GSL starts tonight. GSL does start tonight. I'm gonna try to get some sleep in between broadcasts. I don't know if I'll be able to though. Like, we've got a lot of stuff to do. We got a lot of work to do. So I'll try to nap at least a little bit of a nap before GSL. But GSL is in what, 6 hours? Yeah, it's there's not a lot of time. Not a lot of time. 6 hours away from GSL. Yeah. If those are curious, we're going to be casting it over on Soup. We'll be casting it live. Otherwise, we do have our safety opener. Again, Clem, he is somewhat aware of the initial tech-heavy start. He's assuming that it was double gas, so we're going for earlier batteries, one in the natural, one in the main base. This will help against Reaper Hellion aggression. Meanwhile, across the map, at ByuN, he does go for his own 1-1-1, one base all-in. No surprises here. As he mentioned, Rainfall does favor all-ins, does favor aggression, so straight up one base all-in out of ByuN. We'll see if he can catch Clem with his pants down. Here we go. GSL's on Soup, right? Yes. Don't know who or what is Soup. Oh, shout out to the command in the chat, exclamation mark Soup. True. Soup is basically like Korean Twitch. For those who are unaware, a couple of years ago, Twitch, they stopped supporting the Korean region. So that's why Korean streamers on Twitch are very, very rare, as Twitch no longer support that. I believe they basically technically you can stream to Twitch from Korea, but you don't get any payouts. Like you don't earn any money from it or anything like that. It's unfortunate. Boys are being pulled one base all in, but that's why we had a bunch of competitors rise up. So we have Soup, we have Chijik, and we have a Kakao streaming platform as well. So we have a bunch of Korean streams on other platforms instead of Twitch. as a heads up. Meanwhile, the All-In has arrived. We're getting within range. The first battery is going to go down. Behind this, we're going for a charge base opener. DTs are ambitious. Can we survive long enough until the Dark Shrine comes into play? DTs would be amazing here defensively, but they're still a ways away. Basically a Freaka TV, but different. Freaka TV is soup. Freaka. But a Freaka, they did rebrand as soup, so they are one and the same. One and the same. As ByuN is pushing forward, slowly gaining ground. Pushing into the natural. And the DTs are here. And do we have a scan? I believe. Ooh, there's soon to be one. It's going to be close. To 46, 47. We need 50 energy. 49, 50. We got one scan. Yes, one. Oh my god, there's a first scan. DT does get out of range. And Clem is holding. Clem is holding on. He's trying to. The ground army is completely shut down there. Oh my god. Yeah, ByuN, he breaks through the ground army, but we have one singular Dark Templar, and Clem is defending. The one DT. Again, there's only one orbital. Remember, it's a one base all-in, so scams are very limited. Clem would be dead right now. Clem, he would be dead 100% if it wasn't for the Dark Templar. We need scans. So far, nice drop control, nice micro. Medvac does pull away. Raven will soon arrive. Tank does make it out here, but this one DT has how many kills? 5 kills already. 5 marine kills. And Clem, he has time. He has time to build up his forces. Charge is now complete. And ByuN's about to go for a second wave, a second push, this time with his Raven. Of course, he has to keep that Raven alive. Now, we still do favor ByuN. Like, ByuN is still favored here. ByuN still has a stronger army. But the longer this game goes on, the worse it is for ByuN. So we got to go soon. He's got to send it. Send it back. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Freaka, they rebranded as soup like a year ago? 2 years ago? Like relatively recent in the history of StarCraft. Relatively recently. Like maybe started last year. ByuN does set up in the main. ByuN setting up, pushing forward. There are a lot of zealots here, but we do have that armor shred. Goes to the auto turrets, okay. Does go for the turrets, base out the charge. Tank blows on the soldiers, nice target firing, very nice. Zealots, they are breaking through 1, 2, 3, all 4 tanks. Oh my god, the zealots! Yeah, the charge zealots, they break through the tank line, and Clem is holding. Wow, Clem, he is barely holding on here. ByuN is running out of steam. Remember, he has nothing else behind this. That was it. That's all that he had. Those are 4 tanks. Like, you can't replace that. Like, not like this. Well, we can't build back up to 4 tanks again. Drops into the mineral line. And the all-in has failed. The all-in has failed. Clem now securing a greater economy. Pushing out across the map. ByuN should never be able to expand, and ByuN is going for a second, sorry, I guess a third wave, a third all-in, this time with Stim. Stim. Oh. So let's wait the zealots. ByuN still dropping as best he can. Doing what he can. And Clem is just confirming that there is no expansion. Just confirms. Drop into the main. Battery's in position, if you recall. We still have that battery. Clem is still fine. You could argue that this is keeping Clem busy, but he's not being kept busy from anything else, right? Like, there's nothing else that really does cause for attention. Now here comes the main push. Oh boy. And ByuN is likewise also moving out as well. Morphine and a couple of extra Archons. ByuN does spot the main army. He does siege. True. Does siege ahead of time. Ooh, massive tank shots. Very nice connections. 2 volleys going off on the Zealots. This is what ByuN needed. Oh no, he got baited though. ByuN, he was premature. Threw down some turrets. That's a lot of energy. Ah. Oh. Catching on more Zealots though. Very nice positional play. Again, he's just able to get some free shots off with those tanks. He has built back up to 4. He got there. Here come the boys. Here come the boys back. Oh, the splits. Clem, calm down. Splits against the armor shred. Ravens are out of energy. There's enough energy for 1 auto turret. Just the one. And Clem setting up for the surround, coming from behind. He commits in. He goes for it. Does go for the dive. He gets 1 tank. In 1, 2, 3, all 4 tanks will go down. Nice armor show, but that's after the tanks fall. Now we just pull back. We can pull back to the shield battery. Extra reinforcements. Now it's just pure marine. Purely marines. Oof, and they're just melting against the Archons. And with that, Clem, he'll take lead in the series. He shuts down the all-in. GG gets called, and Clem takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Clem does take a lead. Again, a very intense back and forth here. ByuN, he had so much momentum. The all-in was working, but the Dark Shrine did prove to be a little bit too strong here. DTs are ideal against 1 and 2 base all-ins because the Terran scans are so limited, right? Terran players, whenever they're going for a 1 or 2 base all-in, you're muling as hard as you can. You have limited workers, limited economy, so you want to mule, and you get punished for it by these Dark Templar. GG. GG well played. It's a very smart decision there from Clem. Very smart to react to respond with his Dark Templar, and with that he snowballed out of control. With that, Clem takes a lead, and now we're loading game number 2. Going to be loading into At Eternity's Edge. Oh. Let's go. Let us go. Yeah, so we're loading into a bit of a larger map than what we just experienced, but has its own aggressive tendencies as well. We'll see. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of At Eternity's Edge, we have the French Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss leading the series 1-0. For Team Liquid, it is Clem. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player. The red Terran player himself representing Shopify. It is a ByuN. Here we go. Whew, we're getting into game number 2 here. We're going to be settling in. This time we have a bit of a larger map, a longer rush distance by ground compared to the previous map, of course. I will say that the rush distance from third to third is very short, depending on where we expand. We were alluding to this map earlier in regards to PvT, where it feels like Protoss players are more incentivized to expand towards the gold expansion on the bottom left-hand corner of the map, whereas Terran players will be securing themselves with their triangular third and having that high ground advantage, turtling up in 3 bases and eventually claiming a 4th base, pushing forward instead. But that's under the assumption that we build up into a macro game. ByuN, double gas opener. Last game he went for a 1 base all in. This time he's opening up aggressive once again. Does he go for another 1 base all in? I don't want to rule it out. It's very unlikely though. Otherwise he would fully wall off. So we're seeing an aggressive start, a tech heavy start, but just tech heavy. Yeah, the probe is locked in. Probe is locked into the main. Reaper's on the way. Show us what you got. Now from here, ByuN should be going for his command center after the factory. It should be. As the probe does recall back home. Does recall back. This is talking about the map itself a little bit here for those that maybe haven't tuned in. We do have a little alcove here within the main base of both players. The main base is a little bit larger, and you can use this to go for like Nidus worms, hidden pylons, just drop play. You can just use in the mid game, just dropping here into this little alcove to go in unscouted. If you don't have vision of this area, it can be abused. So it's a nice little feature here for at Attorney's Edge. There's that command center on location. So ByuN is expanding. He's building up to at least 2 bases. But the question becomes, we're not going into Hellion production. Okay, so it's going to be double Reaper into Reactor Tech Lab. With this, we're going for earlier Cyclone or tank play. Sorry, Cyclone. So we're going for the earlier Cyclone. Into, I would imagine, drops. Into that starport. As Reapers they pick in. At the same time, we have our Twilight Council open at a Clem. Going for the Council, going for Blink. Last game charge made more sense because it was up against an all-in. This time would make more sense for Blink play. Eyes are on Clem. This nation will soon confirm whether or not there's an all-in coming his way. Or one base play. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Pony Danza. God, my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 26 months. Crazy, papi, crazy. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, papi. We appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Thanks for streaming. De nada, papi, de nada. Always, papi, always. Always here for the PiGosaur Cup. Oh, hello. As we're opening up into add-on swap into not Cloak Banshee, but Speed Banshee. Hyperflight Rotors are on the way. We're building up into early Banshee play, and these Banshees, they can excel. They'll have more speed, more maneuverability, and they can out-micro out control and try to gain more value over time. There's a lot of potential with the Speed Banshees. There's a lot of potential. Meanwhile, Clem did go 2-gate blink, I believe. Yep, 2-gate blink into the Robo into the third. So very greedy build here by Clem. And I was curious to see if Protoss players would want to try to claim that faster gold and move in this direction. But no, Clem is going for the forward expansion. This does allow for more aggression. This does give access to the eventual hybrid high-yield gas expansion here towards the center. It does push faster across the map as well. This is a much more aggressive expansion. Much more aggressive. Ooh, one Stalker gets picked up. Nice pick off out of ByuN. And nice pick off. Better trade for the Terran. Does pull away. Bleeds out a Reaper. Can sustain that. For the time being, is building up. We have the first Banshee moving out towards the bottom left. As the second Reaper is caught. Clem gaining map control. Ooh, does poke a little bit too far in. Force to blink away. Does blink back, does blink away. Second Banshee soon to move out. Sorry, getting up to 3 Banshees. Observer does spot the production. ByuN is pushing. He wants that third. He is moving out. Observer does spot the move out as well. You see Clem getting in position, scouting with his probe, and he will find the army. Does find ByuN. Now, as ByuN distracts the main army of Clem, the Banshee's moving in. 2 Banshees, they can one-shot probes. The cannon, they will. Cannon one-shot workers, Stalkers, they rotate from the main. 3 probes going to be going down. Tanks have yet to siege. Oh, the tanks are exposed. No! Yeah, the tanks are exposed, and ByuN here extends. Yeah, ByuN, he was not paying attention. He was too fixated on his Banshees. Banshees are deflected, and this tank is exposed. For now, the Banshee does distract the Stalkers, though. Okay. Does cause a distraction. 10 probe kills, not bad. 10 probes. ByuN, this tank gets away. This tank should have gone down, but, but does get away. Oof. And so far, not bad economic damage. The problem here, though, is that ByuN did sustain a lot of losses, and Clem wants to counterattack. He wants that tank. He wants it. Again, it should have gone down earlier. Tank does survive. Ooh, we can rotate. Stim! No! Stim is exposed. He wants it. He's going to get it as well. Going for the Banshee. One volley goes off. Wasted shots on the bunker. Ooh, miscontrol out of Clem. He wasted, was that 2 volleys on this bunker? Yeah, so Clem, he does have some miscontrol. That could have been Stim being denied, by the way. So he did spend volleys on the bunk, also in the racks. Fourth base now being taken. Clem, we gotta lock in. We gotta lock in, Pappy. Experience is finally cleaned up. Gets one more probe. Clem is still securing his 4 bases. And ByuN likewise claiming his 3rd CC as well. So we're building up into the mid game. For the time being, ByuN is stuck. ByuN is stuck at home. He's building up. Once he gets his upgrades, he can start to break out. This is why denying Stim would have been huge, as that would delay the move out, delay the 3rd. But ByuN has his upgrades. He does have his upgrades. ByuN does reposition. Swerving Clem away. The what? Geez, we just give it to the 2-base all in. Fake 3rd TC? I'm getting caught off guard. Okay. And we spoke about the short rush distance to the 3rd base. The boys are being pulled. A fake 3rd base out of ByuN. He commits, Pappy. It's all or nothing. He's got everything across the map. Tanks are getting in position. Well placed here behind the rocks. Now getting with range of the Nexus. And Clem is in trouble here. Yeah, the base is going to go down. Clem cannot save it. Expansion falls. And GG. GG as ByuN. He actually doesn't quite commit in. He has no faith. Oh my god. GG. ByuN, sure he kills the expansion, but he taps out, and Clem, he will claim it. ByuN not having faith that he can break through, I guess, the 2nd Colossus, which would be difficult, but yeah, GG. GG, well played. Does not attempt to break through, and Clem, take it to a lead. Does take it to a lead there. It was going to be difficult for ByuN to push into the natural. That is true. I do agree with that, but yeah, a little bit surprised he didn't try it. Like, a little bit surprised. There we go. Here we go. We're going to be loading into game number 3. Bunkers. New I kept saying bunkers to the racks. My apologies. Yo, they're both Terran buildings. They start with B. Same thing. Same thing. But here we go. Here we go. We're loading into game number 3 here. Going to be loading into Storm Push. Let's go. Here we go. As we are loading into game 3. And we'll see if ByuN can make a series out of this. We'll see if he can make a series out of this. We'll see if he can fight back. We'll see if he can try to bring this all together here and force a game 4, force a game 5. And spawning in the bottom hand corner of Storm Push, we have the French Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Leading the series 2-0. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Felt like a random time to G. It wasn't random, but there was like a slim chance for it to work. So basically, if you remember, ByuN was completely all in. He was completely all in, and Clem, he did not fight for his 3rd. So Clem was able to preserve his units and buy time for a 2nd Colossus, which means that it would be very unlikely or very difficult for ByuN to break the natural. But I mean, often we still see players try anyway. Like that's what caught me off guard, is that I still expected him to like try to push into the natural anyway, even if it was going to be an uphill battle. But nah, ByuN, he just cut his losses. ByuN apparently hopes that Clem will try to defend the 3rd and fail. Yes, well that was the hope there. That was the hope, is that ByuN would try to force a fight out of Clem. Oh, we're on the wrong map. Oh, that's a little bit awkward. Yeah, we're on the wrong map, but I guess we'll play that anyway. Oh no, I say that I think yeah, for PiGosaur Cups they do use the The Storm Push version. Okay, never mind. So once again, welcome to Storm Push, not Storm Surge. This is not reflective of what's going to be in the Team Liquid map contest. This is a modded version. It's a modern version of the map. This does have the push and pull, the tide factor, if you will, where you get sped up if you push with the tide, and you get slowed down, as you can see here, if you push against the tide. So it is a really fun version. I do really like it, but this is not the TLMC version. This will not be a part of the map pool, of the ladder. It's really fun though. For those that are curious as to why, so the Team Liquid map contest, they do have a bunch of parameters. They have a bunch of restrictions on what can and cannot be added to a map. And again, this has like some more, I don't want to say external mods, but like some unique things were done to this map to allow for this to happen. Like, this isn't just a speed zone or a slow zone. Like there was some weird stuff done to this to actually allow for this to occur, which is really cool. But the mods that were made to this map, they fall outside of what they allow for the Team Liquid map contest. So so that's why that won't be applicable to the ladder. Basically, a lot of work was put into making like this feature possible, but the things that were done to it do mean that it's not eligible for the TLMC. Maybe in the future, I would hope that they open up restrictions for something like this. One day, happy one day. For now though, we're going to be calming down. We're getting into our builds. We do have our 1-1-1 out of ByuN, settling into his more economic starts. Meanwhile, we have Clem going for his own Blink Stalker opener. And how many gateways? We have one in the main base. We have one in the natural, 2 gate blink. 2 gate blink out of Clem. ByuN drops into the natural. He drops in, applies some pressure here. So far, no major damage. Ooh. And so far, Clem defends well. He defends well. We'll lose a little bit of mine time. He'll lose 1 probe, but Clem, he does deflect. Behind this, we have early tank production into Raven. We'll see if ByuN does commit to an early move out. Now, something, jeez. The speedy boys. Oh my god. Oh, they try to blink through. They could make it. They can make it. Ay, there we go. Fun fact, I believe Concussive Shell is enough to actually make you be pushed away, which is really cool. Like, units are slowed down enough where the tide is just too strong and you just get pushed back against it. You just cannot move up. So there are things like slow zones, Marauder, Concussive Shell, fungal growths that can actually cause you to actually move backwards as you try to push against it, which is really cool. So now we do have our bay behind this, building up into Colossus, just standard follow up here by Clem. We can try to blink behind the mineral line and push into the main, but Clem, he doesn't test it. He does see the tank. He doesn't risk it. Then pulls away. Pulls away. ByuN just turtling up on 2 bases. Once he gets stim and combat shields, he can move out. Once he does start to move out, we'll see if he throws down a 3rd base. Last game we saw was a fake. It was a fake 3rd expansion, so we can't rule that out anymore. Like, we, if we see a 3rd CC, that doesn't mean it's real. Is what we're saying after game 2. Could be fake, Pappy. Could be fake. Clem is paying attention. Clem pulls away. He's building up his Colossus. They should be ready for the main push. And ByuN, he does cut tank production at 2. Okay, so he does not build extra tanks. CC is on the way. This should be a very real 3rd command center. Should be very real. As ByuN does break out. Pushing through the right-hand side. Again, these tank pushes towards the third base can be quite brutal. Clem has to engage ahead of time before the tanks get within range of this ramp. Even going for a backstab. Okay. Bold move. Hooks in. Gets a Marine. Nice swipe with the Marines as well. That's what, 3 Marines going down. Zalse do go for the backstab. Bunker is empty. Mineral line's exposed. SCV is going to be going down. And ByuN turns around. Yeah, ByuN turns everything back around. Ay, ay, ay. Zalse catch out the Marauders. They catch out the Marines. No major economic damage, but it does force ByuN all the way back home. There's a recall even. Saving 4 Stalkers. Sorry, 4 Zealots. Ah, no. Yeah, Zalse gets saved. Clem, he's gaining map control. Can we push through? Oh no. Yeah, he does gain map control. He does break out behind this 4th base is on the way. Clem, he's looking very comfortable, by the way. Clem is looking very, very comfortable. The push failed. The economy has been delayed. Has been stifled. And Clem takes the lead. Por favor, ByuN. We want a back and forth. We want a game 4. Por favor. Clem is rallying. It's going to be a tough hold here. We have 2 tanks in position. They do get a couple shots off. They punish the rotation. These tanks, they are within range of this pathway. The army's all over the place. Where are we going, babe? Where are we going? Oh no. The Colossus. As this is a misrally, hopefully we don't throw it away. There we go. Does notice. Does pull back. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're getting washed, Batty. True, true. Just getting our feet wet. As Clem, he goes from his 4th, now getting a 5th base. He's up 2 expansions over ByuN. Again, Clem, he is miles ahead at this point. He has a very strong economy. He has map control. He's got the bases, the worker counts. ByuN is fully walling off. He's just walling up, and the goal here is to hopefully slowly break out and take a 4th. And then max. Speaking of maxing, Clem is maxed out. Clem is maxed out. Now would be the time to be active, to be aggressive, to set up proxy pylons, prism into towards the natural. Oh god, the stalker. No. Ideally, you coincide this with the main push, so a little bit disjointed. Drop into the main. Here comes the main army. ByuN is in position. ByuN is ready. He's on the high ground. Did not overreact. And from here, Clem just has to set up. Throw down more expansions, throw down more proxy pylons, more proxy gateways, and wait for ByuN to take a 4th base. When ByuN attempts to get a 4th, whether it's this low ground 4th base or the high ground 4th base, that is when ByuN will expose himself, and that is when Clem can punish. That'll be the moment. I said Clem, never mind, he's just committing in, okay. He just saves in. Never goes up. Ooh, does connect. We're trying to get on top of the tanks. The Vikings, they do go to town here on the Colossus, though. Yeah, getting 1, getting 2, almost getting all 3 Colossus. ByuN is holding on. Prism of the main base was cleaned up. And Clem does overextend. Once again, as you mentioned, ideally Clem would wait until now. What's happening now? ByuN's expanding. This is the time to push in. There are no tanks. There are no tanks in position. This is Clem's moment. Thankfully, did preserve his stalkers at least. Nice Nova. It never goes off. Grazing the army. Clem needs to keep pushing. There we go. It does get into the expansion. CC under fire. ByuN trying to hold on, but this area is just so open, so accessible. There's no high ground advantage. There's no choke points. Not anymore. Boys are being pulled. The Novas. Oh my god, massive connections. And catching at the Marines, the tanks. And Clem has done it. At this point, Clem has done it. Has broken the 4th base. Pushing further in. 19 SCV kills. Prism into the main base. Massive warp in. The warp ins, they continue. And the Orbans keep going. GG gets called, and Clem, he'll claim the series 3-0, becoming this week's PiGosaur Cup number 79 champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Clem, he will claim the series. A very strong showing here by Clem. Game 1, ByuN went for a 1-base all-in. Game 2, ByuN went for a 2-base all-in. And here in Game 3, ByuN, he attempted to push on 2 bases, but he was denied. If you remember, the big moment this game was when ByuN committed to his push and Clem backstabbed. He backstabbed with the Zealots, and he forced ByuN to turn everything back around. In doing so, ByuN, he took a massive loss. He was unable to apply any pressure. It allowed Clem to claim his 4th base, to claim his 5th base, to gain full map control. ByuN, he missed his timing, he stumbled out the gate. That is why it was so difficult to see ByuN attempt to even get a 4th base. Like, he was playing from behind, he was playing from a deficit. GG well played. With that, Clem does claim the series. Congratulations. Congratulations to Clem, but a shout out to ByuN. Shout out to ByuN for making it to the finals, of course, and more importantly, the biggest upset of the tournament, which we covered in the beginning of the broadcast. Shout out to Young Yakov for causing a massive upset earlier. For those who weren't here for it, I recommend the VODs. It was a short series, but Young Yakov, he 2-0'd SHIN. He 2-0'd SHIN earlier in the bracket, which was crazy. I was expecting SHIN versus ByuN in the semis, but no, Yakov, he knocked SHIN the hell out, and Yakov, he instead was a semi-finalist. So shout out to Young Yakov for causing that upset earlier. Again, it was a hyper-aggressive series, but in the end, congratulations to Clem for claiming that win. GG, well played. With that, we're going to be wrapping up here for the morning. I will be running some errands, I'll be getting some food, and I'll try to get some sleep, because in a couple of hours time, in less than 6 hours, we're going to be live with the GSL. The Global StarCraft League does begin tonight. Later on tonight, in less than 6 hours, we do have our GSL broadcast. As you can see, Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m. KST. That's going to be at 7:30 p.m. AEST. Again, that'll be in less than 6 hours time. So I'm going to try to get some rest and try to freshen up and try to get some food and try to get some stuff done, some work done before getting ready for tonight's broadcast. Again, it's going to be a very, very intense week of StarCraft. As you can see here, our schedule is completely full. Because of that, we will not be hosting the podcast. The podcast is our weekly podcast, our weekly news wrap-up show for the week of StarCraft. We won't be having one this week just because there's so much going on. We have GSL, so we're going to be live casting GSL on Wednesday and Thursday. You can see some GSL streams over the weekend. That is going to be our Twitch and YouTube rebroadcast. For those that are unaware, you can only live stream GSL on Soup. So we're going to be live streaming GSL on Soup, and then the rebroadcast has to be 2 days later. There is a restriction. Otherwise, I would just restream it right afterwards. But I would stream the VOD right afterwards, but there is a 48-hour cooldown period or cool off period. So basically we have to wait 48 hours and then we can show off the VODs on YouTube and Twitch. That is the restriction that we do have on us. So we're live streaming on Soup, and then the VODs are going to be available on Twitch and YouTube 2 days later. And that'll be over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. That's why we have those 2 slots there for the rebroadcast stream of GSL. Likewise, we have StarCraft Evolution League on Thursday. We have Euthermal 2 Circuit on Friday. We have more PiGosaur Cup action on Friday and Saturday. Those are replay casts of some of the weeks that we did miss. We did miss a couple of weeks of PiGosaur Cup, but we should be fully caught up after this week. Again, you can see here we have 4 streams of PiGosaur Cup this week. So we're catching up. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to watch the GSL live, you can do so via our Soup link, !Soup in the chat. Again, Soup is a Korean streaming platform. It is the equivalent, it used to be Africa. It's the equivalent of Twitch over in Korea. So you can check us out there if you wish. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to try to get some work done, and I'll try to get a couple of hours of sleep before GSL. I'll do my best. But thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next time. If you want to support us, you can do so via following us on all the socials. Check us out on YouTube. Again, if you missed out on some of the live casting, YouTube is the place to be for VODs. So check us out on YouTube. And likewise, Patreon does fund our tournaments on a regular basis as well. So you can check us out on Patreon. You can support us there as well. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Until then, ciao, papi, ciao, hasta luego. See you next time.